Good evening, everybody, and welcome into the Buckeye Racing Network. I'm Tyler Bentley. Alongside me in the booth, as always, is Tim Henderson. Tim, how are you doing tonight?
I am doing wonderful. How about yourself? It's been a long, long time coming.
Yes, it absolutely has. We've been on a bit of a sabbatical, I guess you could call it, here on the Buckeye Racing Network, but we're oh so happy to be back in the booth tonight here. Reigel Promotions is putting on this great event. The Right Rear Racing, title sponsor for this Williams Grove National Open here tonight. 360 sprint cars, $75 to win, a custom trophy. Top 10 gets a payout for a total of $435 payout to those top 10. Getting ready for an awesome night of racing. It looks like we got about 24, 25 drivers signed in for action. They are taking care of a drivers meeting at the moment, but on-track action is about to happen shortly. We are going to start off here with CB Graphics Hot Laps. There are going to be groups on the racetrack, roughly 8 to 10 cars in each group. Each driver will have 3 laps apiece. So it'll be group hot lap here tonight. Then we'll have single car time trials to follow this up. Some drivers getting in their cars now in the pit area. Again, if you're tuning in with us for the first time here on the Buckeye Racing Network, we certainly appreciate you. Let us know who you're pulling for, who you're watching here tonight. We always enjoy seeing those messages come across the screen. Looks like a couple of drivers are going to start rolling now out of the pit area. I'm not sure who's going to be in the first group, but looks like Kenny Hoffman here. This is who we're looking at, driver in the number 1 machine. He's going to start rolling onto the racetrack. Connor Dudek in the number 7 machine. He's also heading out there. Shane Yost in the number 99. Scott Thomason in the 6. Taylor Wineland in the 25. Derek Patetti in the 41. And Alec Szerzinski in the 23. All those cars rolling around the speedway now. They'll begin to pick up the pace here shortly. You see them just kind of slowly making their way around. But again, CB Graphics, the sponsor here for our hot lap session. Looks like Alex starting to pick up the pace now. A couple of the other cars you hear. Also, Caden Berry in the 12 machine. I missed him just a second ago. He's out here as well. New paint on his car here tonight. A little bit different colors. Awesome to see. Alex Szerzinski, though, top of the board at 21:35. Mason Hannigan, the 22. I forgot to announce him. He's out here. 21:73 for him. Connor Dudek just popped up to the top of the timing board. Fast lap times flying in now. Tim Caden Berry, second quick now to 16:93. Alex Szerzinski back to the top at a 16:87. Soon as I say that, though, Tim, Kenny Hoffman in the number 1 machine pops up to the top with a 16:74.
Oh yeah, they're picking them up and putting them down.
Absolutely, lap times is picked up. All cars within a second now from Hoffman all the way down to Connor Dudek in the 7 machine, a 16:70 to a 17:30. Shane Yost, second on the board, and car 99. Black and white machine as he comes out of turn 4 across the stripe. Alex Szerzinski followed by the 41 there of Derek Patetti. 9 cars were in hot lap group number 1. Kenny Hoffman's going to stay at the top of the board for now at a 16:72. Shane Yost second at a 16:78. Alex Szerzinski rounds out the top 3 for now at a 16:79. Maybe, let's see here. Looks like some cars rolling now for CB Graphics hot lap group number 2. Cameron Pritchard out there in car 21. Andrew Allen in the 43. Michael Schuring in the 07. Spencer Putney in the 017. Cameron Pritchard in the 21. I think we talked about him. 17 of Caleb Nickel. 91 of Ernie Williams Jr. The 11 of Joseph Groom. And the 90 machine of Trevor Royer. 8 cars here in hot lap group number 2 as they begin to pick up the pace. We'll watch Andrew Allen's first lap, driver out of Dover, Pennsylvania. And a unique paint, Tim. Is that white with like a gold? I can't quite tell if it's got like some chrome or something there, but very unique looking on Andrew's machine here tonight.
Yeah, it looks like it's I don't know, it's interesting. It like flips colors.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Update now on this second group. Spencer Putney in the 017 quickest at this point. As I say that, Ernie Williams Jr. goes second quick overall in that 91 machine with a 1677. Putney had a 1683. Andrew Allen in the group third at a 1688. Michael Schuring fourth in group 2 here with a 1694. Trevor Royer, just about lost control of the car. I think he was backing it down as he exited turn number 4. There, he's sitting at a 1702, 12th quick overall, but quickest in group number 2 is going to be that 91 machine of Ernie Williams Jr. Our top 3 all within a tenth of a second of each other. Hoffman, Williams, Yost, and Szerzynski. As now, I believe we're only going to have about 4 or so cars in the third and final hot lap group. Tyler Radeball in the 51 machine is rolling. Jack Young in car 10. Benjamin Wirt in the number 14. He's one of the admins here for Reigel Promotions. So maybe just 3 in for our third and final CB Graphics hot lap session. They begin to pick up the pace. Tyler Radeball leads them through 1 and 2. Remember, these guys get 3 laps. Radeball just tags the fence. They're exiting turn number 2. He works through 3 a lot better this time. Let's see what he's able to do on lap 2. Jack Young, he posts a 17:13 on lap 1, good for 15th quick. Ben Wirt, an 18:17, 20th quick. Radeball, a 17:41, 19th quick. Let's see if Tyler's able to improve on lap 2. And does, to a 17:07 to 13th quick. Jack Young, same lap time, another 17:07, 14th quick for him. Benjamin Wirt pulled it into the pit area, so these guys round out a turn 4 to complete their third and final lap here. And it looks like Radeball did pick up 0.03 of a second to a 17:04, but he's going to remain 13th quick here in our hot lap session, and that's going to bring a close to CB Graphic hot laps. The next thing up on the docket is going to be the 2 Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotion single car time trials. This will be done 1 at a time, and the drivers will be called out in their order here. And first up is going to be Alec Szerzynski. Once we get to that point, here again, appreciate each and every one of you tuning in here tonight. As I believe the admins are going over the order to make sure they got everything right for our single car time trials here tonight. You hearing anything on your end from race control, Tim?
Yeah, they're just they're letting the drivers know the order that's gonna be happening here.
All right, good deal. I know we've got the sheets in front of us, so we're good to go. They're just making sure the drivers.
The drivers don't get cheat sheets like us.
I know, and typically, Tim, I don't get a cheat sheet, so I feel lucky tonight to have one in front of me here, so you don't get all that good information, and I got to rely on you so much. But
yeah, I might get fired after tonight. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll never know what happens. As the session does get switched over, we are into qualifying here, and as I said, Alec Szerzinski is first up in tonight's qualifying order. Again, big thanks to Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions for sponsoring tonight's qualifying session. First couple cars, again, we talked about Alec. Second up is going to be Derek Patetti. Third would be Spencer Putney. So those are the top three that will roll on to the racetrack. Here, there's Alec. He is in the pit area now. Car is fired up. Ultimate Dirt TV on the side of his race car. So he heads out onto the racetrack, hammers down, gets that car up to speed. So he works out a turn 4. Car kind of going a little bit sideways across the line. Takes the green flag. Uses the middle part of the racetrack in 1 and 2. Lap 1 in the books for Alec. He turns a 17-1-2. The nice thing for him, Tim, is he doesn't have any competition, so he's at the top of the board for now. Drops it down low through 3 and 4. Car got a little bit squirrely again out of 4. Let's see if he's able to improve on lap 2, and does to a 17-1-2. Derek Patetti already out onto the racetrack out of Placerville, California, and a slick black and what do you call that, gold or maybe yellow on that car, Tim? So he starts his qualifying effort. Lap 1, a 17.10. Now he's at the top of the board. Using the lower line here, let's see if he's able to improve on lap 2. Just a little slower on lap 2. He's going to take that 17.10 on his first lap. Spencer Putney in the 017 machine. Top of the board on lap number 1 for Spencer at a 16.99 first driver. Sub 17 seconds here in qualifying. Across the line, lap 2 complete. 17.10 on lap 2. He's going to take that 16.99 and stay at the top of the board. I believe Shane Yost in the number 99 is up. Lap 1 for Shane. He equals, or a little bit better than Spencer Putney at a 16.99. Excuse me, 98. So he's at the top of the board. Let's see if he's able to improve on that. Lap 2. Across the line. A little bit slower on lap 2. We'll flip things over to Kenny Hoffman, driver of the number 1. In a multicolored blue and white paint scheme on his race car. Very sporty looking. Lap 1 complete for Kenny to the top of the board at a 16.94. Drops her down low, wraps the inside through 3 and 4. Let's see if that works to his benefit on lap 2. And just a little bit slower there on lap 2. He takes that 16.95. And we'll take a look at the driver of the number 90, Trevor Royer. We've seen him be ultra competitive here at the Reigel Promotions E-Sports events. Expect nothing different here tonight. Lap number 1, though, for Trevor is going to be a 17.20. Good for 6th quick. Works to the middle, down the front straightaway to complete lap number 2. Does improve to a 17.07 to 4th on the timing board. Mason Hannigan out of Pittsburgh, Indiana, in the number 22 machine. Lap 1 for Mason, a 17.07. Puts him at 4th quick. Out of turn 4 across the line. A little slower on lap 2 for Mason. He takes a 17.07 and 4th. Next driver out, already on his lap, Connor Dudek in the number 7. Lap 1 for Connor. Another 17.07. That's been a common lap time here for these drivers. 5th quick for Connor with that lap. Oh, almost tagged the ball out of turn 4. Let's see. Yeah, lap 2 was a tick slower, so he's going to take that 17.07 and 5th. Looks like Cameron Pritchard out on the racetrack out of Carlisle, Pennsylvania in the 21 machine. Got the chrome number on that. You see it flashing on the screen. Lap 1 for him at a 16.99. It moves him to 4th. Out of turn 4, across the line. Let's see if he's able to improve. Just a tick slower there. Joseph Groom, driver of the number 11, black and purple machine. Royalty Motorsports across the top of the wing and on the sides. Enters really low, kind of lets the cars drift up. Let's see what he's able to do here on lap 1. Lap 1 for Joseph, a 17.29 puts him at 10th quick for now. Lap 2 in the books. Was he able to pick up? No, a little slower on lap 2. He takes the 17.29. Ernie Williams Jr. in the 91. Next up here. We've seen a similar line of most of these drivers so far in qualifying here, Tim. Lap 1 for Ernie, a 17.04. That moves him up to 5th quick. I think we've lost Tim because I haven't heard him in a minute.
I'm back.
He is back. As I just say that, lap 2 in the book for Ernie at a 17.10. He takes the 17.04, good for 5th quick.
Yeah, had a power outage here.
Oh, a power outage, huh? Wow, okay.
Yep.
Well, glad to have you back. As I'm trying to see who is up after Ernie Williams.
It would be Tyler Radabaugh.
Oh, here we are. He's already completed his first lap. At a 17.15, move him into 11th place. I believe lap 2 just completed there and does pick up to a 17.10. Moves him up a place to 9th.
Caden Barry's up next, and then Michael Schuring is on deck.
You see Barry's got that car a little higher than everybody else. Got it wound up as best as he can. Lap 1 for Caden, though, 17.37 puts him at 13th quick for now. Let's see if he's able to work some magic here on lap 2. Does run a different line through 3 and 4. Lap 2 complete for Caden. He picks up to a 17.28, 12th quick. Michael Schuring out of Pella, Iowa. Some more additional information, 18 years old and a part-time micro sprint driver. All right, Michael. Lap 1 complete for Michael at a 17.15, puts him at 12th. Lap 2 complete. A little slower there, so he's going to take that 17.15 and 12th. Caleb Nickel now in car 17. Oh, that car he hung it out quite a bit in 1 and 2. Almost lost the handle on that race car. Was able to gather it back in, though. Lap 1 in the books for Caleb at a 17.88, puts him at 15th quick. Lap 2 complete for Caleb. And does improve to a 17.46, but still going to remain 15th quick.
Jack Young is on the track, I believe.
Yep, Jack Young in car 10, works his way around. Puts lap 1 on the board, runs a 17.12, 12th quick. Tell you what, Tim, there is a couple of bumps there in the middle of 3 and 4, and if drivers hit those in just the right way, the car kicks all sorts of upset when they do that.
Yeah, that's for sure. It's doesn't look too pleasant to be in the car around these turns.
No, it sure don't. Andrew Allen, Dover, Pennsylvania driver. Cross the line to complete his first lap. Runs a 17.23. That's going to put him at 14th quick on the board. Great seeing all the messages come in. Dana Burdick chiming in. Good evening, Tyler and Tim. Always good to see you out there, Dana, and tuning in. He always supports us here on the Buckeye Racing Network. A lot of fans in the chat as well. Andrew Allen, lap 2 was a 17.28, a little slower. He takes that 17.23 and 14th. Scott Thomason, now out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, is just out of the pit area. He's going to gas it up, get that car up to speed, and get ready to run a couple qualifying laps. He takes the green flag here, barrels down into 1 and 2. Lap 1 complete for Scott. We're in the 17:34. Going to be 17th quick with that lap. Lap 2 complete. Was able to pick up to a 17:26 and moved him up to 15th quick. Next up, Taylor Wineland out of Louisiana. Anacoco, I believe. Maybe that's how that's pronounced. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Dana specifically said, "Hey, Tim," to you in the chat.
Well, how's it going?
Taylor Wineland, lap 1, a 17:28, good for 16th. Man, you can really tell how much all out of throttle he was there trying to wrap the bottom at 3 and 4. Let's see if that works to his benefit. Nope, just a little slower there, a 17:37. He's going to take 16th for now. As I believe we might just have one more car, or that might be the end of Two Fat Guys Sim Racing Promotions qualifying here. 19 cars, there might be one or two others. But I think that's going to bring an end to our time trials. And I believe heat racing action is going to be coming up. They're going to be spinning a wheel to decide what the invert is going to be. I believe Tim might get that answer from race control. And I will pass that. He will pass that on to us here in just a moment.
Yep, I haven't heard anything from race control yet.
So we'll wait to hear from them. But meanwhile, a couple other notes about tonight's Right Rear Racing Williams Grove National Open.
All right, here we go. It is a 5-car invert. I am sorry for cutting you off, but I wanted to make sure I heard that correctly.
All right, so interesting. That's one of the bigger inverts we've had so far. So 5 cars will be inverted to start our heat racing action. So the top 5 in each heat will be inverted here. But a couple of notes I wanted to bring up. CB Graphics is going to give out a free wrap to the fastest driver in hot laps, and I missed announcing that a minute ago as I was just looking down my sheet here. But the winner of Hot Laps gets a free wrap, as well as the winner tonight is also going to get awarded a free wrap from CB Graphics. So a couple interesting things to note there. But meanwhile, let's take a look at the starting lineup for our very first heat race of the night. On the front row is going to be Kenny Hoffman and Cameron Pritchard. Excuse me, this is going to be changed because of our 5 invert. But the starters in heat race number 1 is going to be Kenny Hoffman, Cameron Pritchard, Connor Dudek, Derek Patetti, Michael Schuring, Taylor Wineland, and Caleb Nickel. You see those drivers, they're already starting to roll down the front straightaway here. Quick Time Designs tonight is our heat race number 1 sponsor. So again, big shout out to the folks over at Quick Time Designs. So it looks like Michael Schuring and Derek Patetti, like I said, with the invert, is going to be on the front row. So Schuring, Patetti, and then Dudek and Pritchard, row 2. Row 3 is going to be Hoffman and Wineland, and Caleb Nickel will be starting back there in 7th. Top 2 from each of these heats will go into our dash tonight. And I believe, Tim, we may or may not have all drivers transfer into tonight's feature event with having 20 cars.
Yes.
So nobody has to worry about having a transfer, but Michael Schuring stands on the gas. Green flag is in the air. We are underway for QuickTime Designs Heat Race number 1. Dudek's going to follow him closely behind down the back straightaway. A couple car lengths separate them. Hoffman is on the charge early as he's up to third. He looks to the inside of Derek Patetti as he's still battling for third, and following closely behind Hoffman is going to be Cameron Pritchard in that number 21. Hoffman slides across the nose of Patetti. 3 wide, and they're banging doors out of turn 2. Hoffman clear into third, but Pritchard and Patetti battling closely, Tim, for fourth.
Yeah, they're still bouncing off one another, battling for that. It looks like the 5th place position right there. Oh, we got one hard into the wall. That is Derek Patetti. He kept it going straight. I believe the right front is broken on that. It is.
Yeah, he stopped it at the top of turn 3 and 4, but we're going to remain green. Back up front, still all Michael Schuring. Connor Dudek's closed it in. A car length, just 2 separate him. Dudek enters a little lower, Schuring a little higher. They're going to be side by side, not quite. It looked like it from the camera angle down the front straightaway. Our top 3, though, all nose to tail as Hoffman has closed right into the top 2. I think he's going to be looking to make a big dive bomb move to try to get by both of them. But as I say that, Dudek, a big-time slide job through 3 and 4. See, he went across the nose of Schuring. Schuring's going to try to repay that favor through 1 and 2, and is going to this time. He slides up, crossover by Dudek down the back straightaway. Dudek leads the way into turn 3, but Hoffman, he's going to throw a bit of a slider of his own for a second. But Schuring with the momentum on the outside, battles back into turn 1. Awesome battling up front here.
Oh, Schuring got a little sideways on the exit, allowed Hoffman to get right back to the inside and slide right up into second.
No kidding. Hoffman, though, what a great charge for him. Up to second, but Schuring's not going to let him go quietly. White flag already in the air for Connor Dudek as he is 3 and 4 car lengths ahead of that battle for second. Hoffman sends it in with a prayer on the inside. Nothing doing, but Connor Dudek's going to win QuickTime Designs Heat Race 1. Kenny Hoffman finishes second and moves on to the dash. Michael Schuring brings it home in third. Cameron Pritchard, fourth. Fifth to Taylor Wineland. Sixth to Caleb Nickel. And Derek Patetti, seventh. After the contact in the pit, finishes in the pit area. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Quero Studios Heat Race number 2. These are our starters. Remember, we have a 5-car invert on the... So we have Shane Yost, Ernie Williams Jr., Trevor Royer, Alex Szerzynski, Andrew Allen, Caden Berry, and Benjamin Word. I don't think he's going to start, so we'll have 6 cars here in Heat 2. All right, drivers getting sorted here with the 5 invert. That's going to put Andrew Allen on the front row with Alex Szerzynski. Row 2 on the inside is going to be Trevor Royer and Ernie Williams Jr. on the outside. Row 3 is going to be Shane Yost on the inside and Caden Berry on the outside. Benjamin Wirt not going to start here in Heat 2. As we'll have one more pace lap, and we will get the green flag here to kick off heat number 2. Caden Berry fans chiming in the chat. Always good to see them. Field in control of Andrew Allen to kick off. Heat race number 2. Pace truck is already peeling off. Green flag is in the air, and we are underway. Allen with a great start into turn 1. Royer, oh my, Ernie Williams, and I believe Szerzynski, big contact. Williams might have to bring that car into the pit area as the yellow flag is displayed for our first caution period of the night. I forgot to grab me a bottle of water before I got started here tonight. So that's never good. As I say that again, Szerzynski and Williams got tangled up there exiting turn 2 on the initial start. They're both in the pit area at the attention of their crews. That leaves 4 drivers rolling behind the pace truck here. Andrew Allen, Trevor Royer, Shane Yost, Caden Berry.
We'll have to go down to the concessions to get some water here.
All right, everybody, I am back. Sorry for the radio silence on my end, but I did get that water I was looking for.
Yeah, how fast did you run down to the concession stand there?
I think I made it in record time, and I think it was 25 seconds or so. I don't quote me on that, but
Yeah, I'll have to check in with the concession stand.
I think so.
Make sure you didn't get any ice cream or anything else.
While I was down there, yeah, no kidding. You can't go wrong with ice cream, though, folks. I've said it. If you know me, a big ice cream guy, but enough about the ice cream. Back to the racing action. Green flag back in the air for the restart in heat race number 2. Allen, again, a great jump. Out 4 car lengths over second place Trevor Royer. Then it's Shane Yost, Caden Berry, and Alex Szerzynski. Ernie Williams still in the pit area. Just completed 2 laps, still 6 to go in heat race number 2. Single file through the field, except Szerzynski's taking a peek to the inside of Caden Berry as they work out of turn number 4. Oh, very close there between Szerzynski and Berry. Out of 2, Szerzynski may have found something down on the inside, as he's the only driver looking down there as they are drag racing for 4th. Szerzynski completes the pass into 1, but Berry's going to try the crossover move. Szerzynski almost made contact with Shane Yost. But back up front, Trevor Royer had moved down low, and he has found something. He takes over the lead here with 3 to go.
Wow. Berry and Yost almost got together. Yost washed out just a little bit. Kept it from hitting the wall. Berry slides up into, I believe that's 3rd, yes.
Yeah, Berry is in 3rd, and I think he has found something on the inside here. So Berry, don't think there's enough time for him to battle for the lead here in this heat race. As the white flag's in the air, and Andrew Allen takes a peek to the inside of Trevor Royer. Royer's going to play a defensive line through 3 and 4. And to the line, Trevor Royer wins. Heat race number 2, Andrew Allen. Second. Third goes to Caden Berry. Fourth to Alec Szerzynski. Fifth to Shane Yost. And sixth goes to Ernie Williams Jr. is in the pit area. Driver starting heat race number 3 will be Spencer Putney, Mason Hannigan, Tyler Radabaugh, Jack Young, Scott Thomason, and Joseph Groom. Remember, 8 laps the distance here. Right Rear Racing is going to be sponsoring heat race number 3, and our final heat of the night. As we wait patiently on the front straightaway, our top 5 gets inverted, so Scott Thomason will start on the front row instead of starting 5th. So that's the thing about the inverts, though, folks, is you know, even with the qualifying effort, you know, there's a 5-car invert from the random generator, and now Scott Thomason finds himself on the front row for heat race number 3 and a chance to get into the dash. Jack Young is going to start to his outside. Row 2 is going to be Tyler Radabaugh and Mason Hannigan. And I believe it's going to be Spencer Putney in 5th. Joseph Groom will be 6th. All right, we get the 1 to green symbol. The order is correct. Tim, how about you get us going here to kick off heat race number 3, brought to you by Right Rear Racing.
All right, we're going to have Scott Thomason bringing the rest of the field through the backstretch. Everyone just waiting patiently for Scott to fire off. And he is not going. I thought he was going. Now he's going. Radabaugh looking to the inside to complete the pass on second. That would be Jack Young, as we have Mason, who passed Radabaugh on the bottom. Jack Young is on the outside. Thomason running the very bottom as they're drag racing into 3, maybe just slight contact as they now switch lanes, and Mason almost making contact with Jack Young as the top 2 are still side by side. Mason looking to make it a 3-car battle. They both go low. Mason all the way around the outside. He's going to take over second place as he is still on the outside of Jack Young. Scott moved up as Mason drives right down to the bottom, tries to get to the inside. I believe Jack Young is just in the wall behind our 2 front runners.
Yeah, Jack Young did tag the wall, but Jack Young now under fire from the 17 machine of Spencer Putney. He was able to fend it off for now, and Hannigan, he slid right across the nose of Scott Thomason, move him to the race lead. Hannigan, Thomason gets a little squirrely, and it's going to be a 3-way battle for second as Thomason and Putney tag wheels. Putney into second, Young and Thomason battling side by side as Thomason got up into the wall Unfortunate for him there. I think they kind of tagged wheels. But up front, Mason Hannigan with a fantastic effort here in heat number 3 as he brings it out of 4 to the white flag. Single file for the top 3, make it the top 4. Really, the field spread out. Hannigan ran a defensive line through 3 and 4. Comes across the line. Checkered flag. Mason Hannigan, winner of heat race number 3. Spencer Putney, second. Those fellows will be part of the dash draw. Jack Young, third. Tyler Radabaugh, fourth. Scott Thomason, fifth. And Joseph Froome crossed the line there in sixth. That's going to do it for heat racing action here tonight. I believe we're going to get our dash. Connor Dudek, Kenny Hoffman, Trevor Royer, Andrew Allen, Mason Hannigan, and Spencer Putney will be a part of the dash here in a few moments. That's the dash draw brought to you by Green Man Gaming. That's going to be randomized, and those drivers will take part of a 6-lap race, and that's going to set where they start for tonight's feature event. So we'll wait to see what that order is. Here as we wait on race control. Well, it looks like Andrew Allen. Mason Hannigan's out on the speedway. Spencer Putney, Kenny Hoffman, Trevor Royer. Andrew Allen, Trevor Royer will be on the front row. Spencer Putney, Kenny Hoffman will be row 2. Connor Dudek, Mason Hannigan will be row 3. Again, this is just a 6-lap race. This is going to set the starting order for the top 6 positions in tonight's feature event. These drivers want to finish as high as they can to have the best starting position here tonight. Again, thank you to Green Man Gaming for sponsoring tonight's dash draw. And if I'm right, Tim, we don't have to worry about any of consolation races here tonight.
No, we've all made it. This is the dash right here. 6 straight laps, no yellows. Drivers have been asked if they are spun or damaged to please tow.
All right, good information there from race controls. I believe we're going to get the green flag here. Yep, green flag is in the air for tonight's dash. Andrew Allen, another good start for him, leads the charge into turn 1. Royer follows closely behind, and the battle is on just behind them as Kenny Hoffman clears for third, and you have Spencer Putney, Connor Dudek, Mason Hannigan, 3 wide, fourth on back. Now Putney looks to the inside of Hoffman. Hoffman went up to follow Royer around the outside and left that bottom open for Putney. This time Hoffman takes the inside behind Royer. All the meanwhile, Andrew Allen running the top and trying to pull away from the craziness. Hoffman, Royer, side by side. Putney trying to make it a 3-car battle for second. As I believe we're now 2 down with 4 to go.
It is 3 down, 3 to go. Race control just says, so that's the halfway point.
Well, I think I did all right for not having this timing right in front of me.
No, yeah, you were close. Only a lap off here.
Oh, gotta love it. Wow, that was crazy, though. Did you see the slider Hoffman pulled, and now Hoffman and Royer are banging wheels down the back straightaway. Royer might not be too pleased with that. Royer gets into the outside wall a bit in 3 and 4. Hoffman now banging wheels, and oh my goodness, what a wheel stand out of Trevor Royer here. Royer and Hoffman not letting each other rest at all. Oh my goodness, Hannigan and Dudek collide big at the back. Hannigan's missing the top wing. I believe that brought a close to the dash, and Andrew Allen started up front, finished up front. He's going to start the feature up front. So congratulations to him here tonight. Wow. Absolute craziness there in our dash. Tim, what does that mean for tonight's feature event?
Well, that means they start where they finish.
Yeah, absolutely. As these drivers now head out onto the racetrack for tonight's quick warm-up session. While they're doing that, folks, we are going to step aside and get a word from our sponsors over at Premier Racing Setups, and we'll be right back to kick off tonight's feature event. All right, everybody, welcome back in. Again, big thanks to our partners over at Premier Racing Setups. Don't forget to use code Buckeye15 for 15% off your setup. Try Premier Racing Setups today. As the drivers continue to work around here in our warm-up session, they're trying maybe a couple different lines out, maybe seeing where the grip is or isn't, and fine-tuning their feature sets just a little bit before we go green. Remember, $75 to the winner here tonight, and a nice custom trophy will go to them as well. And the top 10 gets paid out. So as long as you finish in the top 10 here tonight, you will take home a little bit of cash. So I know these drivers will be vying to be in the top 10. All right, warm-up session comes to a close. All right, starting lineup here. We know the top 6 are a little bit different from the conclusion of our dash. And we know for sure Andrew Allen is going to start on the pole here tonight. But the rest of the drivers in the top 6, Connor Dudek, Trevor Royer, Mason Hannigan, Kenny Hoffman, and Spencer Putney. Starting 7th, will be Michael Sherring. 8th, starter Caden Berry. 9th, Jack Young. 10th, Cameron 13th starter Taylor Weiland, 14th Shane Yost, 15th Scott Thomason, 16th Caleb Nickel, 17th Ernie Williams Jr., 18th Joseph Groom, 19th goes to Derek Patetti. And I believe 20th starter Benjamin Wirt if he decides to start tonight's feature. As the drivers that finish the dash are getting in their correct position. Andrew Allen on the front row with the 017 of Spencer Putney. Then Kenny Hoffman, Trevor Royer, row 2. And then Connor Dudek, Mason Hannigan, row 3. Remember, that's the finishing order from the dash just a few moments ago. And the rest of the field following behind. 20 cars strong. Top 10 gets paid out. Winner takes home $75 and a custom trophy and bragging rights, Tim. You can't go wrong with that. Before we do get the green flag, though, here tonight, who are you keeping your eye on?
Keep an eye on that Kenny Hoffman and Trevor Royer battle throughout the night, but I'm gonna keep my eye on Connor Dudek.
I like the pick. I mean, for me, I can't go wrong with keeping an eye on Caden Berry in the 12. We've seen it time and time again. You just cannot count him out when it comes to these 360 races. One of the greatest sights in all of motorsports here. Tonight's 4-wide salute brought to you by Victory Fuel. All 20 starters 4 wide before we get tonight's green flag. Again, thank you to Victory Fuel for sponsoring it here tonight.
And Allen takes the green flag.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something to kick things off? 4 abreast going down into turn number 1. I'm not sure we would make it. I think that might be catastrophe, but these drivers executing the 4-wide salute really nicely for everybody here tonight. All right, 40 laps on the board, Tim. That's a long time. A lot of stuff can happen. Here you've got your eye on Connor Dudek as the driver to watch. I got Caden Berry in the 12 as the driver to watch. Let us know in the chat your driver to watch here tonight. There's a lot of good ones out here. A great field of 20 drivers. I think anybody's got a shot. I mean, 40 laps is a long time. Without further ado, I believe the pace truck's going to peel off this time. Head into the pit area. Finish line, Race Designs green flag is in the air. We are underway at Williams Grove, rocking and rolling, 40 laps to go. Andrew Allen leads the way down the back straightaway, side by side. Spencer Putney, Kenny Hoffman, and the caution flag is out already. First one, and it's out on lap number 1. We'll have to take a look exactly at what happened here on the replay. I believe it happened towards the... Now it looks like Michael Schuring is what I'm picking up on my end. As they barreled down into turn 1, Schuring was underneath Dudek. They touched wheels. Dudek gets sideways. And Schuring and Dudek just continue to tangle in turn 1. Schuring gets shoved down into the tractor tires, and he gets into that fencing down there. Car comes to a rest on the inside of turn number 2, and the rest of the field just kind of slowly worked their way by. So unfortunate start to the feature for Schuring in the 07. He's going to have to bring that car to the attention of his crew in the work area. as we pick back up live here under the caution laps. You know, just drivers there, Tim, look like trying to get all they could get on the initial start of the race.
Yeah, I didn't go back and look, so I'm not sure what happened. I didn't want to lose out on the excitement here.
Well, you know, we've had some great excitement here tonight. A lot of good fans tuned in on the Buckeye Racing Network. We certainly appreciate each and every one of you, as well as Reigel Promotions E-Sports, who puts on all of these great events and has us anchor the coverage here on the Buckeye Racing Network. Race control, I believe, taking care of some housekeeping, so
it will be a single file restart. Pace truck is away.
Get us going, Tim.
Andrew Allen takes off. I believe that is also, I keep clicking the wrong way here. That is Spencer Putney holding off Kenny Hoffman for second. Hoffman trying to use the inside as you have Royer all the way around the outside. And also right behind them you have Connor Dudek and Caden Berry, who is also battling the 22 of Mason.
Yeah, Mason Hannigan, Caden Berry battling for the 6th place position. And we've got it. A little bit of a hornet's nest at the front. It's a 3-way battle. Hoffman, Putney, Royer, and Allen make it 4 cars, all for the top spot. Putney has it entering turn 3. It's going to be 3 abreast exiting turn 4. Hoffman all the way down on the inside. Who's going to prevail into turn 1?
Make it a 5-car battle for first.
Yeah, Connor Dudek in that mix as well. Putney, Hoffman, Royer, Dudek. And for some reason, on my timing and scoring, Andrew Allen is scored in the 20th spot for some reason. I'm not sure why that is. I think I got a glitch in my timing. But meanwhile, Putney into the lead, got a couple car lengths over Hoffman. Royer's 3rd, Allen 4th, Dudek 5th. Mason Hannigan and Caden Berry 6th and 7th. Here tonight, let's take a look on some of the hard chargers. Ernie Williams up +4 as he works around the outside of Scott Thomason, making +5 into 12th from 17th. He's one of the biggest chargers so far. As well as the 017 of Spencer Putney, +5. Up to this point, yellow flag displayed for the 2nd time here tonight on lap number 9. I believe it happened around Caleb Nickel in the number 17. Let's see what happened to him. He works down into turn 3, and Derek Patetti was a lot slower than he was getting into the corner, and he collides right into the tail tank. Spun up into the outside wall and came to a rest. Up there is actually backwards, and I'm sure, as he does get it righted before the leaders get there, but that was enough to bring out the caution flag for the 2nd time here tonight. Doesn't look like any terrible damage, but he might pop into the pit area to the attention of his crew while he has time. Now, on your end, Tim, is Andrew Allen scored?
Yes.
Correctly.
Yes, he was being scored a lap down. He's been given the wave around, and they're saying to go back to where he was.
Okay, that's good information because I didn't know if it was just my timing that wasn't quite right, but it was scoring him in the 20th spot. So glad Race Control getting that taken care of for at least Andrew's sake. Anyways, so the new top 5 running order, 9 laps in: Spencer Putney, Trevor Royer, Kenny Hoffman, Connor Dudek, Andrew Allen scored correctly now in the 5th position. Then it's Caden Berry, 6th, 7th to Mason Hannigan, 8th to Cameron Pritchard, 9th to Taylor Wineland, 10th to Jack Young. As we are going to get a double file restart. Remember, the top 10, that's the pay window if you want to take home a little bit of money here tonight. So two by two, Putney, Royer on the front row. Green flags back in the air. We are back underway. Great restart for Spencer Putney. Hoffman, Royer side by side into one. Royer all the way up on the wall. Hoffman all the way down on the inside. Connor Dudek trying to throw his hat into the mix there. Cade Berry taking a peek to battle into that top 5, as well as Hannigan challenges Berry on the outside. Up front, single file for the top 2, and then it's Connor Dudek, Kenny Hoffman side by side for 3rd. Seen some cars already hitting the outside wall. Hoffman banged on it out of turn 4. Yellow flag displayed again. One of our, I think he was running about 6th, showing Mason Hannigan involved in an accident. As we work through 3 and 4, it looks like Hannigan's car just gets up really high, right over the cushion, and he gets into the outside wall, and car goes for a wild ride on the arm car burial and gets stuck in the wall, folks. Not good for Mason there, as I think his car will have to be towed out of there, as it is just stuck on the outside wall. Bad luck there.
You can't do that again. I don't know how he did it, but he did it.
I'm not sure, but I think it just one of those special moments in the sim that, you know, only happens under certain circumstances. And sure enough, Mason Hannigan gets caught in the outside wall. Again, it looks like that car has made it back into the work area. But now Mason being scored in the 20th position. And Tim, look who's just entered the top 5, Mr. Caden Berry in that number 12 machine.
Yeah, I'm sure he's wanting to stay green here.
Yeah, I would think so, you know. But honestly, you know, pretty quiet night for Cade. You know, didn't have a real high qualifying spot. You know, kind of quietly through his heat race. Quiet so far, 11 laps into this feature, and now into the top 5. So still plenty of time left. Here, update on tonight's hard charger. It's going to be split between Taylor Wineland at the moment, +7, as he's currently in the 6th position. Ernie Williams, also +7, who's currently in the 10th spot. Spencer Putney, Trevor Royer will get us back going here. finish line. Race designs, green flag, back in the air. Royer timed the start really well as they were even entering turn one. Royer's going to have the momentum on the outside. He takes the lead down the back straightaway. Putney's second. Hoffman using the outside line as well. He's going to try to get around Putney on the inside. Move Hoffman to second. He might challenge Royer for the lead. No, he's going to follow him on the outside. Your driver to watch, Connor Dudek, trying to follow through. As I say that, fourth caution flag of the night is out. I believe we had a couple of mishaps. Let's take a look at the first one. I'm seeing Benjamin Wirt had an issue. Oh, yeah. Benjamin Wirt, Derek Patetti got together. You see Benjamin Wirt, he goes upside down the back straightaway. Patetti makes more contact with him. Those cars just continued together down the back straightaway. And it's also showing Scott Thomason getting involved. As the yellow came out, I think this was a secondary crash. Let's take a look at what happened to Scott. He's in that number 6 machine. Andrew Allen got together with the 10. Oh, the bottom line kind of stacked up. Oh, maybe Michael Schuring got a little loose and tagged wheels with Scott. Yep, he did. As they tangled together, Tyler Radabaugh got involved in that as well. This was after the caution was out. So a secondary accident to the initial yellow flag. So Schuring, Patetti, and Wirt in the work area. As we did complete a couple of laps there, we'll see if race control keeps it double file for this restart. Again, you can always keep in touch with Reigel Promotions E-Sports over on our website at www.regelpromotionsesports.com. Look for their esports section. Also on Facebook, you can search up Reigel Promotions Esports and see each and every event that they post there. They, advertising really good. So any information you want, you can check out the website and their Facebook page. So I believe they're trying to get Schuring, Patetti, and Wirt able to rejoin here as they allow a certain amount of time in the work area before we get the green flag, as long as it's before the halfway point, which we are still. Looks like we're going to get the single file restart this time. Royer steps on the gas. We're back underway. Single file into turn one. Spencer Putney takes a peek to the inside of Connor Dudek and slides back in line. Wineland, though, with a good run out of turn two down the back straightaway. Thought about making a move, but he's just going to ride there in fifth. As I say that, Putney kind of ran a little lower. Opened the door for a moment. The 21 there of Cameron Pritchard had a peek to the inside. Nothing doing that time. Cade Berry going to take a look to the inside here in 3 and 4. Back up front, we did have a swap for the lead. Kenny Hoffman got by Trevor Royer, but as I say that, the fifth caution flag of the night is out. I'm trying to see what actually caused Looks like Joseph Groom got really sideways. Tried to gather it back in, but collected the 17 of Caleb Nickel. Tyler Radipal might have got a little piece of that as well. Joseph Groom and Caleb Nickel for sure involved to bring out this 5th caution flag of the night. Oh, and they tagged together again. That was Scott Thomason that tagged wheels and caused Caleb Nickel to go up and over. And Hoffman did make that pass, but they didn't complete the lap, so Trevor Royer still currently scored the leader. Kenny Hoffman in second. Then it's Connor Dudek, Spencer Putney, Taylor Wineland, who is +8 tonight, Caden Berry, Cameron Pritchard, Ernie Williams Jr. +9. They're in that 91 machine. And then Shane Yost, Jack Young, Alex Szerzinski in 11th, Tyler Radavaugh 12th, Mason Hannigan 13th, 14th goes to Andrew Allen, 15th to Scott Thomason, 16th currently is Caleb Nichols, 17th Joseph Groom, 18th Michael Schuring, 19th Derek Patetti, and 20th Benjamin Wirt. But Schuring, Patetti, and Wirt been in the pit areas for over 5 minutes, almost 6 minutes now. I'm unsure if they're able to rejoin here tonight. Tim, I think we're going to see who has saved the most tire here once we get another 20 laps in to this race.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. Caden Berry's got quite some work to do, so I'd imagine he's going to have to start getting aggressive here if he wants a shot at this win.
Absolutely. We're still before the halfway point, so there's still plenty of time. And of course, these yellows are keeping everything all together. So 14 cars on the track, I believe, for this restart. Green flag back in the air. Royer, great jump. Is he going to work the outside line? Hoffman follows him. Same for Connor Dudek. A little bit of a gap back to 4th place Spencer Putney, and Taylor Wineland right there on his tail tank. Wineland looks a little bit lower, but nothing doing this time. Wow, that outside line is treacherous out of 4. You see all those cars kind of jump sideways and get squirrely. Exiting turn 4 on the outside.
Yeah, I think there's a big...
Oh, runs around at the back. I believe that's Alec Szerzinski. Got spun around to bring out our 6th caution here. Let's see exactly what happened. There's Szerzinski in the 23. Looks like he made a move to the inside of Shane Yost with a bit of a slider. Ernie Williams looks like he was struggling in the wall. Szerzinski slid up, tried to fit in between that gap, and just the gap wasn't as big as he thought. And Szerzinski collects the 10 machine of Jack Young as well. I think Jack Young's got a little bit of damage from that. Jack Young and Szerzinski both rejoining their 12th or 13th and 14th. So far, kind of a caution-filled start to our feature event here in the right rear racing Williams Grove National Open event. One car getting a lap back. As he runs around and tags on to the back of the field. As I believe, did we get the one to go signal this time?
Yes. We are one to go.
All right, Tim, how about you get us going for this next restart?
So Royer's going to lead the rest of the field through 3 and 4 as he's going to be stepping on the gas now as he gets a great launch over Hoffman, and I believe that is my driver, the number 7 of Connor Dudek. Spencer Putney going to the middle, trying to make the pass on 3rd. You have Wineland up top. You have Barry all the way around the outside, trying to make a pass on Wineland for the top 5.
Yeah, at the line this time, 20 laps down, 20 to go. We are at the halfway point. Royer and Hoffman inseparable on the outside. Then a little bit of a gap back to Connor Dudek. A little bit of a gap back to Spencer Putney. Then Kane Barry, Taylor Wineland, side by side. Wineland are going around the outside of Kane Barry. Move Wineland into the top 5. Barry slots back to 6th. Just behind them, you have Cameron Pritchard and Ernie Williams Jr. Pritchard using the inside, Williams using the outside. Now Pritchard using the middle part of the racetrack. As it is getting treacherous out there. You see, I see Sparks, Connor Dudek getting into that Armco barrier around 1 and 2 and running that very high line.
Hey, can you go on board these drivers for a couple laps?
Oh yeah, absolutely, we sure can. Let's go on board with the 25 machine of Taylor Wineland. This is the driver's point of view. Inside of one of these sprint cars as they work down the front straightaway. You see him cross the line entering turn 1 this time. He uses the middle. You see everybody in front of him just about using a different line. You see the top 3 there using the outside. He's kind of following the middle behind the 17 machine there of Spencer Putney. But you see just how the undulations of this racetrack is, and you see how slick the racetrack is getting with how dark it is in the centers of the corner.
Well, that's a big boy word right there. How many syllables is that?
That's a lot of syllables, but look at how bumpy it is out of 4 as you see the car kind of gets all out of shape. As we conclude the in-car portion, the yellow flag displayed once again here tonight. Uh-oh. Cameron Pritchard involved and Caden Barry involved in it as well. Let's see what happened to the 21 machine. He gets into turn 3 and 4. The center and Caden Barry had a much better entry. They tag wheels. 21 goes sideways, facing the wrong direction. You see the 12 machine of Barry spin to a stop. Looks like the 21 was able to spin a 360 and get back going. It looks like Caden Barry as well. Both cars able to actually spin back around and continue on, but it was enough to bring the yellow flag out here for the 7th time tonight. Wait a minute, what happened to Trevor Royer. Did he spin?
Uh-oh.
I'll have to go back and see. His car was like stopped. For some reason he like turned the wheel all the way to the left and
Oh, it looks like
oh my. Not good there for Royer, but he is able to rejoin in second behind Kenny Hoffman, but maybe a wheel issue. It kind of almost looks like that, Tim.
yeah, it looks like a wheel disconnected. And then it just reconnected finally.
Well, at least he's able to rejoin the field here. Just 15 laps to go. Not a lot of time left. 14 cars left on the racetrack. With Schuring 3 laps down. Green flag back in the air, though. Hoffman leads the charge into turn 1. Royer up on the outside in that line he's ran all night. Then followed by Connor Dudek, Taylor Wineland, and Cameron Pritchard. Oh, Pritchard tags wheels with the 91 of Ernie Williams. I don't know how that wasn't a major catastrophe there, but Williams was able to save it, and he collects it back into the 10th place position for now. Back up front, Hoffman has about a half-second advantage over Royer.
Oh,
who was that? Pritchard that went sideways. And he was able to gather it back up, but finds himself back in 11th now, unfortunately. This track has gotten oh so slick, and you see the drivers having to battle through it here in the closing laps.
I tell you what, iRacing needs to step up their game. We need to be able to see like 4 different cameras at once.
Yep, we do. We need to be able to split screen it and go side by side or quadruple screen somehow, because there's action all over the racetrack as we try to show you all these different pictures of the battles here tonight. Wineland just got by Putney, move him into 4th, Putney back to 5th. Dudek there right on the tail tank now of Royer. Really our top 3, you can throw them under a blanket. Dudek going to use the inside again to try to get a good run on Royer. Nothing doing this time. He's going to follow him around the outside in 3 and 4. And then there's kind of a hornet's nest of drivers a little further back. Cameron Pritchard, Andrew Allen, Tyler Radeball, Jack Young, Caden Berry, all right there at trying to get into the pay window, into that top 10. Jack Young has the 10th spot for now. He's going to try to hold on. But back up front, Dudek with the run on the inside moves into 2nd place for now, but is 3 wide for 3rd. Putney, Wineland touch wheels, but are able to keep it going. My goodness. Look at Shane Yost. He wants to be a part of the battle as well as he moves into the top 5 here tonight. Yost looking for another spot. As he has a peek to the inside of Wineland, not able to complete the pass there. He's going to settle back in. But Kenny Hoffman using the inside line and just trying to save the tire as much as he can, as we are within 5 laps to the finish of this one. Dudek has worked around Trevor Royer for 2nd. He sets his sights a little further forward on the one machine of Hoffman. So Hoffman, Dudek, Royer, Wineland, your top 4. Shane Yost rounds out the top 5 here tonight.
Dudek running up about a lane and a half higher in 1 and 2, but they both run the same line in 3 and 4. They enter high, exit low. Looks like they're just trying to avoid the bumps down the front stretch out of the exit of 4.
Yeah, absolutely. Just 3 to go, and Dudek is right there, can almost smell it. Kenny Hoffman, remember, won the King's Clash event at Eldora earlier this year. He's going to try to take another special event home, but can he fend off the late charge from Connor Dudek? Dudek through the middle. Does he get a bit of a run out of turn 2? Does. Drag racing down the back straightaway into turn 3 with just a couple of circuits left. Dudek up top. Hoffman with a little bit of a slider line. Dudek's going to try to turn it back underneath of him and does. Not enough momentum. White flag is in the air. It's going to be his last. Oh my goodness, almost contact from Royer behind him as they were 3 wide for second. Dudek with a crazy effort in the closing laps. What's he going to do here out of turn 4? Not going to be able to complete the pass. Kenny Hoffman, another special event win here in Reigel Promotions E-Sports for the Right Rear Racing National Open. Connor Dudek, a fantastic run to finish second, and Spencer Putney rounds out the podium, and I'm sure there was a crazy battle to the line for that final spot on the podium. Trevor Royer comes home 4th. 5th to Shane Yost, and 6th to Ernie Williams Jr. Tonight's hard charger at plus 11. 7th, Cameron Pritchard. 8th going to go to Caden Berry. 9th to Jack Young. 10th to Andrew Allen. That's the top 10. That's going to be in the pay window. 11th to Tyler Radoval. 12th to Taylor Wineland. 13th to Michael Schuring. 14th to Alex Rzenski. 15th to Mason Hannigan. 16th to Scott Thomason. 17th to Caleb Nickel. 18th to Joseph Groom. 19th to Derek Patetti. And 20th goes to Benjamin Wirt. But we are going to get to talk to our top 3 here tonight. We're going to try to kick things off with our 3rd place finisher of Spencer Putney, if he is available. I don't see him yet. Well, we might move on to talk to our 2nd place finisher here tonight, Connor Dudek. He is available for his interview. Hey Connor, it's Tyler and Tim up in the broadcast booth. Do you got a copy?
I got you guys.
What a run for you here in the National Open. A great finish to the race. You was able to mount a charge, get all the way up there and challenge Kenny Hoffman. Was there anything you could have done differently in the last couple of laps there to try to get right along beside Hoffman and try to force a mistake there?
Yeah, I think going into turn 1, I had to pick a different line and not get so close to him. I think that's what caused our contact there. I think if I picked a different line and gave the both of us more room, I could have tried making something happen in 3 and 4. But all in all, a good run for us going 1-2.
Yeah, absolutely a great run. A great night for you. It's got to feel good. Take home a little bit of cash. Looks like $60 will be going your way. How do you feel about that?
Oh yeah, always good. I love running the Andrews deals here with Reigel Promotions. He always does a really good job putting these events on, him and Benjamin, working the admin. So thanks to everyone who made it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Tim, do you have anything to ask the driver that you picked here tonight?
Yeah, I picked it to win the race, 1 spot short. Anything else that you could have done different other than what you said?
I think if we went green earlier on too, instead of having all those cautions, I think maybe the race could have panned out a little different. It was really hard to get any momentum and get it into a groove having 2 laps green, 2 laps caution back and forth. I think that didn't help my chances there.
Yeah, the early cautions probably did put a hamper on some of the drivers, what their plans were here tonight, but still a fantastic run for you. Connor, before we let you go tonight, anybody you need to thank?
Yeah, huge thanks to KHR, all the work everyone puts in over there. Like, goes on to show 1 and 2 tonight. So thanks to everyone over there for all the work they put in. And then big thanks to Chad over at Aces Up Sim Sports, Casey Simons Photography, Dudek Sim Designs, KSMS Racing Media, and you guys for putting on tonight's broadcast.
All right, Connor, again, we'll let you celebrate that second place finish. Again, congrats on it.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, Tim, I do see Spencer Putney available for his interview, so we'll pop back to our third place finisher and get a word in with him. Hey, Spencer, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
I gotcha.
All right, a good solid run for you here tonight. You were pretty much battling in the top 5, got up in the top 2 there. In the closing laps, I know we kind of had a caution field race. Was there anything that you were looking for to happen differently here tonight as we worked our way through this feature?
Yeah, I think those cautions hurt me a little bit. I had a couple of bad ones that put me behind a little bit, and I think I would have had something for the leaders if had we stayed green a little bit longer and not messed up a couple of those restarts.
Yeah, absolutely. I know we talked to second place finisher Connor and said the same thing about the cautions. He would have liked to seen a little bit more green, but for you here tonight, you're gonna take home $55 here for finishing third. How does that feel?
Yeah, that feels great. It's always good to run well against some of these guys that are really really good.
Yeah, absolutely. Tim, do you have anything to ask Spencer?
Yeah, what was so tricky about tonight? It looked like a very rough ride, especially around the top. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I think the bumps made the track the lines on the track come in a little bit of a different way. So you know where you might have entered on the top, then you needed to exit low and kind of dime in the corner. So it kind of threw us for a little bit of a loop from what we would normally do here at Williams Grove.
Yeah, no kidding. Spencer, before we let you go here tonight, anybody you need to thank?
Yeah, just Premier Racing Setups and Unrivaled Cinematography and Racing Graphics and Aiden Price on some great setups.
All right, Spencer, congrats again on the top 3 finish, and we'll let you celebrate it.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
You as well. All right, without further ado, let's get a word in with tonight's winner. Hey, Kenny, it's Tyler and Tim up in the booth. Do you got a copy?
Yeah, I have.
All right, man. Another special event win for you here with Reigel Promotions, now taking home a National Open victory. Great run for you. Battled Trevor Royer there for quite a while. Was able to fend off that charge and the late charge from Connor Dudek. How were you able to do it?
It's just full trust in the car. I've partnered with Colin Bocus and Bocus Built Sprints, and me and him have kind of just really been clicking on a lot of things, just across all of iRacing. From practice and qualifying and the heat race, I knew that we were probably one of the faster cars out tonight. Yeah, it's just I knew I had 40 lap race. I started third. I just knew just be patient, and sometimes people get impatient. So I just waited. I was behind Royer for a little while, and I got him. And then of course, we had a yellow come out, so I had to work a little bit harder for that. But once we got by him again, like I knew that we were good. Connor kind of just made a late race charge, and I felt like my 3 and 4 was really well, and I was kind of lost in 1 and 2, so I went to a place where, I knew I was comfortable at running, right on the inside wall, and when Connor closed in, he's right there on my relative on the last lap, and I knew I had to pick a different line, so I kind of just prayed wherever I looked there was tack, and there was, and we made some contact. I'm sure you guys saw. It was just, it was a little unfortunate. I wish me and him didn't kind of bang. I didn't know, we were that close. If I, with no mirrors, if I knew we were that close, I wouldn't have kind of parked it on the snout a little bit going in the corner. But it is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Tim, do you have anything to ask Kenny?
Yeah, coming down, winding down the laps, I should say. You said you were looking at the relative. How often were you looking at it, and were the nerves building?
Um, I mean, I really wasn't looking at too much. I kind of just kept hearing him. I heard him near me, and um, once he was right there. I mean, I knew he was there just based on what I heard. I could hear him, and and I mean, not really any nerves. I've just been fortunate enough to race on here at the highest level of sim racing, so nothing really compares to that. But it's definitely I'd say a little bit more of like an adrenaline rush when somebody's making a hard charge behind you on the white flag or last closing laps.
Yeah. Before we let you go tonight, anybody you need to thank? You also take home $75 in a custom trophy. I guess real quick, how does that feel? And then who would you need to thank?
Yeah, that feels really good to come home with that. Yeah, I was fortunate enough to pick up the King's Royal as well, and that trophy was really sick. It's definitely something that's very nice that's put on by the admins of this league that a lot of drivers appreciate something to race for. That's pretty cool. And then yeah, just real quick, just gotta thank all of our partners on this team. Just shout out everybody with Kenny Hoffman Racing, and huge shout out to Connor. I mean, he's just finding more and more speed every single week, and it's just really nice to see him grow, and hopefully he continues to grow so he can keep battling for more wins. And shout out to all the other team guys as well, and huge thanks to our partners, Aces Up SimSport, DSD Designs, JRB Designs, KSMS Racing Media, Jonathan McKite Racing, Casey Simons Photography, Bocus Built Sprints, and Victory Fuel. And then thank you for you guys for broadcasting for us, and thanks to all the admin team for setting everything up.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, big congratulations on the victory here tonight, and we'll let you celebrate it.
Thank you.
All right, that concludes our interviews here tonight. Wow, Tim, what an event we've seen here in the Right Rear Racing National Open.
Yeah. Oh man, the adrenaline's kicking. That's all I can say. Wow. It might not sound it. I'm coming down from an adrenaline high right now.
No kidding. It's always fun to put on these events and bring you the pictures here on the Buckeye Racing Network. Again, shout out to all the sponsors here tonight and the admin team here at Reigel Promotions E-Sports for putting on these great events. Upcoming here on the Buckeye Racing Network, next Monday night, we'll be live from, I think, about 8 o'clock Eastern Time next Monday night. We're going to have the Harvest Cup put on by Reigel Promotions Esports, 360 sprint cars. They do have a top 5 point fund, so $150 to the top 5. And got to have a 2,500 plus I rating. That'll be live here on the Buckeye Racing Network. That Harvest Cup is going to run from October the 14th through December the 2nd. Every Monday during that time period. So all the action, you can catch it right here. Also, they're running a 305 Harvest Cup. That's going to be put on right before the 360 Harvest Cup. As long as your I rating is below 3,000, you could participate in that. It's got a $5 entry fee. The 360 is a $10 entry fee. That's going to start at 7 o'clock on Monday, October the 14th, so next Monday, and that's going to run every Monday as well. Reigel Promotions Esports is going to broadcast that on their YouTube channel. You want to check out that coverage. And another big event, Tuesday, October the 15th, we have Super Dirt Week coverage here on the Buckeye Racing Network at Oswego Speedway. Going to be open set big block modifieds, $150 to win that one, $25 to start. $935 total payout. You can watch all of that live here on the Buckeye Racing Network. Again, registration and everything can be found on ReigolPromotions.com. Again, that is going to do it for us here tonight at the Williams Grove Speedway. Catch us next Monday night for the start of the Harvest Cup season. For Tim Henderson, I'm Tyler Bentley. Good night, everybody.